And welcome back everyone to J&K. Today I'm going to show you how to build a homemade dog ramp for your bed or your couch. Whichever one, since the ones I find online are like $50 for a cheap one that isn't very well built, or $150, 200 and up. So found some spare wood in the garage and I already built one for the couch. Now we're going to go and build one for the bed. So there's one for the couch. It's pretty simple, self-explanatory. It's got your long piece of wood there for the ramp. Your other shorter piece of wood here for the support beam. Got your L brackets to hold it so it doesn't flop backwards when they're on it. And your hinge here for when you want to fold it down and store it away. In case you're wondering, I'm building inside right now because it's winter outside and it's cold. And I don't want to heat the garage up. So, when you do this, you want to make sure that you do your measurements first and then drill or cut if you need to. Luckily, I had all these pieces of wood already cut from previous projects, which worked freaking great. So, you want to measure from the outer edge to where you want your brackets to be. Make sure that they're the same on both of these. And then we are going to grab our hinge. So these are the brackets, the L brackets, and the hinges that I actually bought. These I actually had from a previous project as well. I want to say they were like $3 or $4 at Home Depot. These are, let's see, I think I have the receipt right here. Yeah, they're like $5 or whatever. So from there, we're just gonna take these. I've already marked the holes, so now we just have to drill. So as you can see, I've already marked the holes where they need to drill into. Down there, and on this piece of wood. So we will do that, and when you drill, you always want to make sure you do not go any deeper. See if I can get this in focus. You always want to mark your drill bit where you want it to stop. You can use tape or paint marker, whatever one works for you. I use paint marker, it's just easier. So that way you don't drill further all the way through the wood. You just drill as far as you need to, as the length of the screws. So that's what you use to measure. Or for this, so you want to measure from the tip of the screw to right about to the bottom of the head. That's all the farther you want to drill down, because any more is just pointless. Alright, so let's go ahead and drill and then we'll come back. Okay, we're back, and you see we've drilled our pilot holes for the screws, so that way it does not split the wood, because that is something that happens if you do not drill pilot holes a lot. The screws will damage the wood, and then you gotta try and make work from there. So now we're going to put the screws in. Alright, we are back again, and here's the hinge that is installed. Now you don't want to do these too tight because it will strip out the wood, so you want to just get them so they're snug and a little extra. And now that that's on, see it, now just folds it down so you can store it away. Goes back up. Now it won't go back past this point because you have your hinge that's holding the board. So this sits at 90 degrees. So your board, your baseboard is actually helping support this from coming backwards that way, and also your L brackets as well. So now that that's done, now we just have to tighten up these screws here for the L brackets so that it helps this stay in place. And then from there, let's just do it right now. Like I said, it doesn't have to be too tight, just snug. Oops, it seems to be lost our drill bit. Phillips bit. So we'll get these. Alright, so those are snug. And there you go. Now I can pull on this. It won't go past this point. So that way when there's weight on it, it won't fold backwards this way and fall. So now all we have left is to do is put on the padding for the top, or the traction, so that he doesn't slip when he's on it. So for that, I just went out and bought a 24 by 36 inch rug. It's got good padding, good traction for him when he's walking on it, so it's not all slippery. So that way he feels a little more comfortable and it's not as bad on his paws. So from there, we can just flip these over like that. So this one's gonna go like that. You can adjust it however far down the ramp you want, or get a piece that actually fits all the way. That is up to you. I just got this one because I don't see him walking on this section of the board or this section of the board either. So I just got to cut it so that it fits and then glue it, or double-sided tape, or adhesive spray. It's a bunch of different ways you can do it. Typically it's only like $5 for that. For the adhesive stuff, either tape, spray, or glue. But it's pretty simple once you do it. So again, just get your measurements down where you want them to be. Your L brackets first, get those lined up where you want them, and then from there, make sure, actually first thing is make sure your board is centered, so that way it's not lopsided one side or the other. Easy way to do it is just draw a line wherever, just get the board measurements the same on each side. Draw a line in the middle or somewhere on there. Line it up with the line on the other board. And as long as that line is good, those match up, you are centered on your board. As long as your edges are measured correctly. And then also measure from here to here. So this right here is the same as long as along with this. Get those measurements right, and then once you screw these in and drill the pilot holes and screw them in, then you go to this side, the same thing, make sure the measurements are the same on both sides. That way this is centered, and then screw the pilot holes for these, and then screw them in. And yeah, then you're pretty much done. And then you just gotta figure out what kind of material you want for the top of the board, so your dog doesn't slip when he's walking on it, or when she's walking on it. And there you go.